one of the most important events that can occur is if you're involved in a crash with a commercial vehicle of some type. It's extremely important if you're involved in a crash with a commercial vehicle to understand what is happening at the company, with the commercial vehicle. And what I mean by that is this. By personal example, I told you my own mother was killed by a concrete mixer truck. My family did not learn about my mother's death for 6 hours. During that 6 hours, of course, my mom was killed. The commercial driver who killed my mom, his first call was to the safety director, of his company. The truck that killed my mom, their safety director, their accident crash team was on the scene, talking to witnesses, interfacing with police officers, and impacting the investigation within an hour. Hours before my family ever even knew my mom was killed. And when we were told she was killed, we weren't even told that she was killed by a commercial vehicle. We were told she was struck by a car. We didn't find out until the next day. Meanwhile, when we did find out, that truck company had negotiated with the police to allow the truck company to drive the concrete mixer truck back to their own property and to keep it there and to pull out the electronic data. A lot of people don't know there's black box data, just like in airlines, black box data on commercial vehicles, much more robustly in most cases than private passenger vehicles. This data, when you drive, you can erase that data, okay? So what I'm trying to explain to you is that when you are involved in a crash with a commercial vehicle, there is a professional response that is likely happening on the other side of the crash, maybe before your family is even informed that it happened. And certainly there's a big head start on the investigation and proof of fault and trying to persuade witnesses and so forth from these industries than you can muster while you're just learning, you're just rushing to the hospital to try to be with your loved one, right? And so we talked earlier about fleeting evidence. Well, that's true. Evidence does get away. But understand with commercial vehicles, there may be drive cam evidence. There may be driver's logs that dictate how long was the driver on the road. There may be driver fatigue involved. There's a requirement under federal law that there's driver drug testing. I was just talking to a family where their son was killed in a head-on collision with a commercial truck where the police department didn't even require the driver to go get this mandatory federal drug test. Well, you know what? If we get involved early enough, and in that case we didn't, if we got involved early enough, I would have been on the phone telling that police officer, you need to go make this happen to make sure that the drug testing is performed. So there's a myriad, these commercial vehicle, because it's not just semi-trucks. There's a lot of commercial vehicles out there that are smaller than semi-trucks. Commercial truck crashes are a very unique and important circumstance that warrant a great urgency to retain a lawyer, because I promise you there's a professional investigation that's occurring on the other side where there's millions of dollars at stake and big commercial entities, and you need somebody on your side fighting for you.